Look at me. Who else is in your bed apart from your spouse? Have you been cheating on your wife? Have you been cheating on your husband? That's not what I'm here to say. What I'm just saying is that when a man and a woman gets married, individually they are carrying a book called a sexual book, and they do not know. So this sexual book contains their ideologies about sex and marriage, how they communicate sex to one another. And this book is formed by the experiences that you've had in the times past, and datings that you had, how you grew up, your experiences in school, peer group and all. And some of these experiences created rules that are now guiding your sex life in marriage. And what is unfortunate about this book is that sometimes, and most times, those rules are not good enough for a healthy sex life in marriage. So I'm going to be pointing out one. The way you were raised by your parents. For example, you were raised by parents that, don't talk about sex in the family. Once you say anything about sex, they will raise their eyebrows. I don't want to talk about it. You would have, seen that sex is not a topic to discuss, and it's not even what you want to discuss with your spouse, because growing up you were not allowed to talk about it. And sometimes some others, when their children are getting married, especially when their female daughter or when their female children are getting married, they tend to give advice like, sex is the man's thing, or whatever you want to just give him, or just lie down there and be obedient to. And God has made sex to be pleasurable. Sex is not a duty. Sex is not supposed to be a chore, but most people treat it as such. Sex is actually supposed to be, in fact, it is the most pleasurable thing on earth. Okay, so for that kind of woman that has that kind of mentality, that sex is something to be endured and not enjoyed, no matter what the man does, the woman will not see it as something to be enjoyed. So what do? That is already a rule in your book, and you need to exterminate it. What do I say? Exterminate it, remove it, because it is actually supposed to be for your satisfaction. Sex is actually supposed to be for your satisfaction. So there was a particular book I read, and the man was talking about a woman who said she will never and ever be on top of her husband during the sexual activity. That why would she be on top of her husband? It's her husband's role. It's her husband's duty. He's supposed to be on top all the time. Really? Is that the way it is? So for that kind of person who is stereotyped about sex, you can imagine what sex will mean to the person. So sit down and think about it and talk about it with your spouse. What are the things that you want? How have I been treating you sexually? What else do you want? What more do you want? If there are other things that you want but you are scared of saying it, for children who are raised by parents who are authoritative, who don't really give a say to the children or their opinions, that kind of person might find it difficult to express, how they feel or what they want sexually. So if you're that kind of person, please let go of that kind of rule, break that rule, smash it and get out of it, and discuss with your spouse how you want to be treated. The part of your body, don't be shy. Know your erogenous zones. Erogenous zones are zones where there is pleasure, where you have the highest points of pleasure. Talk about it with your spouse, please. Yes, I know that sex does not mean that in marriage is great, but if you strive and you have a great marriage, your sex life can be great as well. Okay, so I'm your love and sex coach. Get that thing, that mentality out of your sex bed now. All right, so come your way another time. Bye.